Most people work hard their entire life, but still feel stuck. Same problems, same stress, same results. Now here's the truth most people don't realize. It's not your effort that's wrong, it's your habits. And if you don't change them, nothing will change. But here's where it gets interesting. There are 7 specific habits that completely separate successful people from everyone else. And most people are missing at least 4 of them. Stay till the end, because the last habit is the one almost nobody follows. But it's the reason why some people never burn out, while others quit halfway. Big idea of the book. This book is not about quick success. It's about building a system for your life, a way of thinking, a way of acting, a way of making decisions that guarantees long-term success. Not luck, not shortcuts, but real, lasting results. Stephen Covey wrote this book after studying successful people for years, and he realized something powerful. Success is not about personality. It's about character. Not what you show outside, but how you think inside. And these 7 habits are built step by step, from controlling yourself to winning with others to continuously improving. Habit 1. Be proactive. Most people live their life on autopilot. Something bad happens, and instantly they react. They blame people, situations, luck, or even their past. They say things like, "I can't do anything about it. This is just how my life is." And slowly, without realizing, they give away control of their life. That's exactly what this habit is trying to fix. Being proactive simply means one thing. You are in control of your response. No matter what happens, good or bad, you always have the power to choose how you react. And that changes everything. There are 2 types of people: reactive people and proactive people. Reactive people let situations control them. If something goes wrong, their mood is ruined. If someone criticizes them, they lose confidence. If things don't go their way, they give up. On the other hand, proactive people take responsibility. They don't waste time complaining about things they can't control. Instead, they focus only on what they can control. This is where a powerful idea comes in: circle of concern versus circle of influence. Your circle of concern includes everything you worry about: money, career, other people's opinions, the future. But your circle of influence is much smaller. It includes only the things you can actually control: your actions, your habits, your mindset. Reactive people focus on the circle of concern. That's why they feel stressed, helpless, and stuck. But proactive people focus only on their circle of influence. And slowly, something interesting happens. Their influence starts growing. Let's make this practical. Instead of saying, "He made me angry," a proactive person says, "I chose how to respond." Instead of, "I don't have time," they say, "I need to manage my priorities better." This small shift in language completely changes your mindset. Because at the end of the day, you can't control everything that happens to you. But you can always control what you do next. And that's where your power is. But here's the problem. Even if you take control of your actions, most people still feel lost. They don't know where they are going in life. So the real question becomes, what are you actually working towards? That's exactly what the next habit is going to fix. If I'm being honest, this is one of the hardest habits to follow. Because reacting is easy, blaming is easy, making excuses is easy. But taking responsibility, that's uncomfortable. I've personally noticed the moment you stop blaming others and start asking, "What can I do better here?" that's when things start changing. Not instantly, but slowly and surely. And once you build this habit, you stop feeling stuck in life. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Most people are busy all day, running from one task to another, chasing goals, chasing money, chasing success. But if you ask them one simple question, where is your life going? They don't have a clear answer. And that's the problem. You can be working hard every single day and still end up in the wrong place. Imagine this. You're climbing a ladder. You're putting in effort, moving fast, going higher. But after years of hard work, you realize the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. That's what happens when you live without clarity. This habit teaches something very powerful. Before you start anything, know where you want to end. Most people focus on what job to take, how much money to earn, what others expect from them. But they never ask, what kind of life do I actually want? And because of that, they follow the crowd. They chase things that look successful but don't feel meaningful. This is where imagination becomes powerful. Covey says, everything is created twice. First in the mind, then in reality. Think about it. Before a building is built, it's first designed. Before a movie is made, it's first written. In the same way, your life also needs a design. If you don't design your life, someone else will. Society, family, pressure, expectations. And slowly, you start living a life that doesn't feel like yours. Now here's a powerful exercise, and this might feel uncomfortable, but it's important. Imagine your own funeral. Think about it seriously. Who is there? What are people saying about you? How do they describe your life? Are they saying, he made a lot of money, or he was a good person, helped others, lived with purpose? This is not about death, it's about clarity. Because when you think about the end, you understand what truly matters. Another important idea in this habit is your center. Whatever is at the center of your life controls your decisions. If your center is money, you'll chase profit. Status, you'll chase validation. Comfort, you'll avoid growth. But if your center is values, growth, purpose, then your decisions become stronger. And this is where most people go wrong. They don't define their values, so they keep changing direction depending on situations. Covey also talks about something called re-scripting, which means rewriting the story you tell yourself. Maybe you believe, I'm not confident, I'm not good enough, this is just how I am. These are old scripts, and if you don't change them, they control your life. But when you become aware, you can rewrite them. I can improve, I can learn, I can change my direction. And that's where growth begins. Most people don't have a direction because they never take time to think. They're always busy, but never clear. I've noticed something. The moment you sit down and ask yourself, what do I actually want from life? Things start becoming clearer. Not instantly, but slowly, your decisions improve, your focus improves, and you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know your destination, any road will take you somewhere, but not where you want to go. But now comes the real challenge. Even if you know your goal, even if you know your direction, why do most people still not take action? Why do they delay, overthink, and stay stuck? That's exactly what the next habit is going to fix. Habit 3. Put first things first. You know what's funny? Most people say, I don't have time. But the truth is, it's not about time. It's about priority. Everyone gets 24 hours, but the difference is what you choose to do with those 24 hours. You already know what you want in life. That's what habit 2 was about. But here's the real question. Are your daily actions matching your goals? Because if they're not, then your goals are just wishes. This habit is about one simple idea. Do what matters most, even when you don't feel like it. Most people live their day based on urgency. Notifications, calls, messages, deadlines. Everything feels important. Everything feels urgent. But here's the truth. Urgent doesn't always mean important. That's where this powerful concept comes in, the 4 quadrants of time. Your life is divided into 4 types of activities. 1. Urgent, important, crisis, deadlines, problems. Example, last-minute work, emergencies. If you live here, you feel stressed, overwhelmed, always running. 2. Not urgent, important, most important. Planning, learning, health, relationships, growth. Example, exercise, skill building, long-term goals. This is where your real life improves. But the problem? These things don't feel urgent, so people ignore them. 3. Urgent, not important. Other people's priorities. Random calls, unnecessary meetings, distractions. You feel busy, but you're not moving forward. 4. Not urgent, not important. Time wasting, endless scrolling, binge watching. This is where time disappears. Now here's the harsh reality. Most people spend their time in quadrant 1, 3, and 4, and completely ignore quadrant 2. But successful people, they live in quadrant 2. Plan before things become urgent. Take care of their health early. Build skills before they need them. Strengthen relationships consistently. So instead of reacting to life, they design their life. Here's the hard part though. Quadrant 2 requires discipline because no one is forcing you to do it. No deadline, no pressure, no urgency. That's why most people delay it. They say, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. And slowly, small neglect turns into big problems. No exercise leads to health issues. No planning leads to financial stress. No learning leads to career stuck. That's why this habit is powerful. It's about preventing problems before they happen. But to do that, you need to learn one word: no. Saying no to distractions, unnecessary work, things that don't align with your goals. Because every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something important. This is something most people ignore, but it changes everything. I've noticed that when you start focusing on health, learning, planning, even for just 1 to 2 hours daily, your entire life starts improving. Not instantly, but slowly and permanently. Because success is not built in big moments. It's built in small, daily choices. And the biggest mistake? Waiting for motivation. You won't always feel like doing the right thing. That's where discipline comes in. Because at the end of the day, your future is created by what you do daily, not what you plan occasionally. But now comes an even deeper question. You might be doing the right things. You might be working hard. But why do some people still struggle in relationships, teamwork, and communication? Why do smart people fail when working with others? That's exactly what the next habits are going to reveal. Now, up to this point, everything was about controlling yourself. But the next habits are different. They are about dealing with people. And this is where most people struggle the most. Because success is not just about you. It's about how you work with others. Imagine 2 people working in the same office. Both are talented, both work hard. But one always tries to win arguments, while the other tries to understand people. Over time, the second person builds trust. people like working with them. Opportunities start coming naturally, while the first person stays stuck. Same effort, different mindset, different results. Habit 4. Think win-win. Most people see life as a competition. They think if someone else wins, they must lose. This mindset creates tension in relationships, whether it's in business, friendships, or even family. But this habit teaches something different. Success is not about one person winning and the other losing. Real success is when both people benefit. That is the idea of thinking win-win. There are different ways people approach situations with others. Some people follow a win-lose mindset. They want to win at any cost, even if it damages the relationship. They use power, position, or pressure to get their way. Some people follow a lose-win mindset. They always give in, avoid conflict, and try to please others. Over time, this makes them feel weak and unimportant. Sometimes, when two strong egos clash, it becomes lose-lose. Both people try to defeat each other, and in the end, both lose. There are also people who only focus on winning for themselves. They don't care what happens to others as long as they get what they want. But the most effective approach is win-win. In this approach, both people look for a solution where everyone benefits. It requires understanding, patience, and a willingness to work together. And if a win-win situation is not possible, then the best option is no deal. It is better to walk away than to accept something unfair. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with this habit is their mindset. Many people operate with a scarcity mindset. They believe that opportunities are limited. They think if someone else succeeds, it reduces their own chances. Because of this, they feel jealous, competitive, and insecure. But effective people have an abundance mindset. They believe there are enough opportunities for everyone. They understand that helping others succeed does not reduce their own success. This mindset allows them to build strong relationships and long-term success. Another important part of this habit is focusing on results, not methods. Instead of arguing about how something should be done, win-win thinking focuses on what outcome works best for both sides. It also means focusing on solving problems instead of blaming people. Blame creates distance, while solutions create progress. In real life, trying to win every situation actually makes you lose in the long run. When you always try to prove yourself right, people slowly stop trusting you. But when you focus on understanding and finding a middle ground, relationships become stronger. And strong relationships open more doors than any single victory ever can. But even if you start thinking this way, there is still one big problem. Most people don't truly understand others. They listen to reply, not to understand. So how do you fix communication in a way that actually builds trust and connection? That's what the next habit is all about. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Most people think they are good listeners, but if you observe closely, you'll notice something different. They are not listening to understand, they are listening to reply. Imagine this. You go to a doctor because your vision is blurry. Instead of checking your eyes, he takes off his own glasses and says, "Here, try these. They work perfectly for me." You wear them and your vision becomes worse. Would you ever go back to that doctor? Probably not. But this is exactly what we do in real life. Someone shares a problem, and before fully understanding it, we jump in with advice. We try to fix without first understanding. That is the mistake this habit is trying to correct. The idea is simple. Before you speak, before you advise, before you react, first understand the other person. Not just their words, but their feelings, their perspective, and their situation. This is called empathic listening, and it is very different from normal listening. Most people listen in one of these ways. They listen to reply. They listen to judge. They listen to give advice. But very few people listen to truly understand. Empathic listening means you give your full attention. You are not thinking about what to say next. You are not interrupting. You are not comparing their situation to yours. You are simply trying to see the world from their point of view. And this is harder than it sounds. Because naturally, we all want to be understood first. We want to express our side, prove our point, and be heard. But when both people try to do that at the same time, no one actually feels understood. Another important part of communication is this. Words are only a small part of how we communicate. A large part comes from tone and body language. This means, sometimes what a person feels is not fully expressed in their words. You have to observe their emotions, their expressions, and their energy. Once you truly understand the other person, then comes the second part. Then you try to be understood. And here's what happens. When someone feels genuinely understood, they automatically become more open to listening to you. Defensiveness goes down. Trust goes up. And real communication begins. This is how win-win situations are actually created. Not through arguments, but through understanding. If you start applying just this one habit, your relationships will change. In most arguments, people are not fighting over the problem. They are fighting because they feel unheard. The moment you make someone feel understood, half the problem is already solved. And interestingly, when you listen better, people start respecting your words more when you finally speak. But even after understanding people and improving communication, there is still one challenge. How do you create something bigger together? How do two or more people combine their strengths to achieve results that are impossible alone? That's what the next habit is all about. Habit 6. Synergize. Once you learn how to think win-win and truly understand others, something powerful starts to happen. You stop seeing people as competition. You start seeing them as an advantage. Synergy means working together in a way where the result is better than what any one person could achieve alone. It's not just teamwork. It's creating something completely new by combining different ideas, perspectives, and strengths. Most people struggle with this because they see differences as a problem. If someone thinks differently, they feel uncomfortable. If someone disagrees, they try to prove them wrong. But this habit teaches the opposite. Differences are not weaknesses. Differences are the real strength. When two people think the same way, they don't create anything new. They just repeat the same ideas. But when people think differently and still respect each other, that's where creativity begins. Synergy is about shifting from my way versus your way to let's find a better way together. And this only works when two things are already in place. First, you are thinking win-win. Second, you are trying to understand before being understood. Because without these two, collaboration turns into conflict. But with them, something changes. You and the other person are no longer on opposite sides. You are on the same side, trying to solve the same problem. This is where the idea of a third alternative comes in. Instead of choosing between your idea or their idea, you create a third option that is better than both. That is real synergy. It's not compromise where both people give up something. It's creation where both people gain something new. This approach builds more than just results. It builds trust. It builds stronger relationships, and it creates long-term growth. Another important part of synergy is valuing differences. Not just tolerating them, but actually respecting them. People think differently because of their experiences, beliefs, and backgrounds. And instead of rejecting those differences, you use them to expand your own thinking. For example, think about someone who irritates you, someone whose opinions you strongly disagree with. Normally, you would avoid them or argue with them. But what if you tried something different? What if you tried to understand why they think that way? What if you looked at the situation from their perspective? This simple shift can completely change the outcome of conversations. Instead of conflict, you create understanding. Instead of arguments, you create solutions. Synergy also requires courage, because being open to other ideas means accepting that your way might not always be the best way. And that is not easy, but it is necessary for growth. In real life, the biggest breakthroughs don't happen when you work alone. They happen when you collaborate with the right people. But collaboration only works when ego is removed. The moment you stop trying to prove yourself right and start trying to find what's right, everything changes. You learn faster, grow faster, and achieve more. But even if you start working well with others and creating better results, there is one final problem. How do you maintain all of this? How do you stay consistent, sharp, and effective over the long term without burning out? That's what the final habit is all about. Now think about this for a second. Which habit are you currently missing the most? Are you reacting to life or controlling your actions? Comment down below. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Most people believe success comes from doing more work, more hustle, more effort. So they keep pushing themselves every single day without stopping. But slowly, something starts breaking. Their energy drops, their focus disappears, their motivation fades, and they don't understand why. The truth is simple. You are the tool that creates your results. And if the tool becomes weak, the results will also become weak. This is where habit 7 comes in. Sharpening the saw means taking time to renew and improve yourself. Not once in a while, but continuously. Because growth is not a one-time action. It's a daily process. Think about it like this. If someone is cutting a tree for hours with a dull saw, they will get tired, frustrated, and slow. But if they stop for a few minutes and sharpen the saw, they can cut faster with less effort. Most people never stop to sharpen their saw. They just keep working harder. And that's why they feel stuck. This habit focuses on 4 important areas of your life. And if even one of them is ignored, your overall effectiveness drops. The first is your physical health. This is your energy source. If your body is weak, your mind cannot perform at its best. You might have big goals, but without energy, you won't take action. Simple things like proper sleep, basic exercise, and eating right can completely change your productivity. This is not about having a perfect body. It's about having enough energy to perform daily. The second is your mental growth. Most people stop learning after school, and that's where their growth stops. If you don't upgrade your thinking, your results will stay the same. Reading, learning new skills, and thinking deeply about ideas helps you grow. Even spending 20 to 30 minutes daily learning something new can change your future. The third is your emotional and social life. Your relationships play a huge role in your success. If your relationships are weak, your life feels heavy. If your relationships are strong, everything feels easier. This means spending time with the right people, understanding others, and building trust. It also means staying away from constant negativity, because the people around you shape your mindset. The fourth is your spiritual clarity. This is not about religion. This is about understanding your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? what actually matters to you. Without clarity, you can work hard on the wrong things. And even after success, you might feel empty. Spending time alone, reflecting, or even writing your thoughts helps you stay aligned. Now here's the important part. Most people ignore these areas because they don't feel urgent. They think, I'll take care of my health later. I'll learn when I have time. I'll fix my life after I succeed. But that's the mistake. If you don't take care of yourself now, there will be nothing left to give later. Sharpening the saw is what allows all the other habits to work. Without it, you will burn out. With it, you create long-term success. In real life, the biggest difference between people who succeed long-term and those who don't is not talent. It's maintenance. Some people keep improving themselves quietly every single day. Others keep chasing results without improving themselves. And over time, the gap becomes huge. Now think about this. If you start applying all 7 habits together, you don't just improve one area of life. You completely transform the way you think, act, and grow. And that's what separates average people from highly effective people. Quick recap. Let's quickly go through all 7 habits. Be proactive. Take control. Begin with the end in mind. Have direction. Put first things first. Focus on priorities. Think win-win. Build strong relationships. Seek first to understand. Improve communication. Synergize. Work better with others. Sharpen the saw. Keep improving yourself. Final message. At the end of the day, this book is not about habits. It's about the kind of person you choose to become. Because being effective is not about working harder. It's about thinking differently. Most people spend their whole life reacting, blaming situations, waiting for the right time. But these 7 habits teach you something powerful. You always have a choice. A choice to take responsibility. A choice to focus on what truly matters. A choice to build better relationships. And when you start making better choices daily, your life doesn't change overnight, but it will change permanently. Now it's your turn. Which of these habits are you actually going to apply first? Let me know in the comments. If this video gave you something valuable, leave a like. Share it with someone who's working on improving their life. And for more content like this, subscribe to Think in Pages. I'll see you in the next one.